Yo, what's up YouTube? I'm back. First upload on the channel since it's been 190 days. So a long time without doing this, but we are back. I'm going to be starting an NBA 2K23 series here. So today's episode will be revealing the team. I'm between four. If you're in my Discord, you would know what four teams I'm between. And that's what I'm going to be revealing here today. So the first team that we're deciding between is the Utah Jazz, and they're a fun team. IRL, they're overperforming, and they've become one of the better teams in the league to start the year. Obviously, they're not on that kind of level, but they're definitely a fun team that we could use. They got some fun pieces in their roster. Lauri Markkanen, who's had an amazing season, definitely a comeback player, or not comeback, but most improved player candidate here this year. You've got Mike Conley, who's an older player, probably more of a player you could trade with this team. Colin Sexton, who's a player, another player you can build around on this squad. You've got Jared Vanderbilt, who's a great defender, good guy they picked up in the Rudy Gobert trade. Tons of picks from the Rudy Gobert trade for a Minnesota team that could struggle pretty soon. Jordan Clarkson could be a trade piece, but also a good player. Kelly Olynyk, Malik Beasley, Walker Kessler, Rudy Gay, Talon Horton-Tucker, Ochai Agbaji, Udoka Azubuike, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Leandro Balmero, a couple more guys, but those are the top guys. Yeah, they're just a fun team. You know, they're not great off the bat. They're probably going to have a high pick year one, but they could be fun to battle with, just like they are in real life. But yeah, Utah Jazz are option of team number 1 for our NBA 2K23 series. So team number 2 that is in our finalists for our NBA 2K23 team will be the Orlando Magic. They're another team. They're more struggling in real life, and they're going to struggle, but they're super fun. You've got a ton of great players that, you know, will be fun to build around. Maybe the downside with them is that they might just be set up in too good of a spot where there's not much you have to do. You get a good pick, high pick, draft a good player, and you're basically set up with just youth. Not a ton of bad problems you have to deal with. But yeah, they're a fun team. You've got Paolo Banchero, the rookie, having an insane start to the season in real life. Definitely a player you build around, super fun to have. You've got Wendell Carter, who's a great player. Could be a trade piece, don't know. It could be a player you know, a more veteran type player that you could build around. There he is, getting an alley-oop layup. Next up, you got Franz Wagner. He is another young player they got. They drafted him in a couple seasons ago. He is going to be, or I think last year's rookie year, but yeah, he's a really good player. Another young one that is going to be very good for the team. You've got Jonathan Isaac, who hasn't played in years, but another good player that could be in a trade or be a good defensive player off the bench. You got Bol Bol, who's having a finally breaking out with them this year, so he could be a fun pickup to play with in a 2K series. The rest of the team, you got Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, two good guards that they have. They're young. Mo Bamba, Terrence Ross, Chuma Okeke, RJ Hampton, Mo Wagner, Gary Harris, Markelle Fultz. So they have a good mix of youth and some vets, but they're also not that great right now, so you're gonna have some high picks. Yeah, they're another option, and they're definitely gonna be a fun team if that is who we take. Alright, our next team that is a finalist is the Indiana Pacers. They're definitely one of my top options here. Obviously all these teams are, but they have a ton of young fun pieces, along with some pieces that will be great trade chips at the deadline for your team. They're more of a bottom feeder team, but I have a lot of guys you could build around. You know, Tyrese Halliburton, star on the team they acquired, and the Domantas Sabonis trade, 86 overall in the game as well. Miles Turner looks to be more of a guy they're going to end up trading in real life, but yeah, you probably could fetch a good bit for him. He's also fun to play with. Benedict Mathurin is just a big draw to this team, in my opinion. One of the most impressive rookies so far this season in real life. Because the guy came in the league saying he was better than LeBron, and he was performing about the best you can for a rookie after saying something like that. Just scoring all over. I've got Buddy Hield, who's another player that's probably more of a trade chip, but also really good. Maybe you could keep him around on the team. Great three-point shooter. Chris Duarte was a great success story last year. Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson, Gogo Badatsi, of other good young players on the team. O'Shea Brissett, Terry Taylor. You've got Terry, TJ McConnell, Daniel Tice, Nemhar, Neesmith. That's a lot of young players on this team that you can already have around to build around, hope they develop. You also got, a young star that could be the leader of your team and somebody you could build around from the beginning and throughout the entire series in Tyrese Halliburton. So the Pacers are another great team as a finalist for our team for this series. The next team, our final finalist for the series, is the Portland Trailblazers. And this is a team with a ton of storylines for an NBA 2K series. You've got, Damian Lillard trying to finally get him a ring when he's been riding out his whole entire career with a Trailblazers team that hasn't been the best at times and also just fallen just short at others. You've got young pieces that are fun to build around. You got some bad contracts or even like Dames that could become bad down the line with the regression. And you're just in such a fun spot that's and they're probably the best team out of the teams that I've showed at the finalists, but they're still not good enough to win right away, so you're still in a tough spot, even if they might. I think they could be, the most fun off the bat while still, being difficult, because with some of the other teams, chance to get Wembanyama year one. And Wembanyama in 2K, if you haven't done a lot of draft classes with stuff with him in it, he's a lock to become an MVP candidate for years to come. But yeah, the Portland Trailblazers, they have Damian Lillard, obviously, the key piece to the team, but he's older on a pretty big contract for a guy that regresses pretty hard in 2K. You get Jeremy Grant, a guy they picked up on a 1-year deal though, so sorry if the gameplay's not great. I'm trying to look at something as I talk. But yeah, Jeremy Grant, good player, but on the final year of his contract, so you gotta decide maybe trade him, maybe keep him around and just let the contract run out, or even try to extend it. You got Yusuf Nurkic, who could be he's on a pretty big contract. Anthony Simons, who's a really good young player on the team. Josh Hart and Sear Little, Drew Eubanks are good rotational pieces for the team. You've got Justice Winslow and Gary Payton, more good, rotational. Gary Payton, yeah, another good, good rotational guy. And then a big piece, obviously, the rookie Shaden Sharp, who's kind of struggled to start his career, but he's shown flashes. Oh, this looks so bad right now, but and then you got guys like Trent Watford, Greg Brown, and guys like that, Keon Johnson, and stuff like that. But yeah, they're definitely a team that would be fun for the now, a tough future. So it's not going to be easy. It might be the toughest out of all of them, just because tied to a lot of money. Some other teams are not tied to much money. You have great draft picks, so it gets that better. But yeah, that is our actually going to get a bucket before I do this. But yeah, that's our last finalist, the Portland Trailblazers. I guess we're not. So our team for our NBA 2K23 MyNBA series will be the Portland Trailblazers. Yes, they will be our team for the NBA 2K23 MyNBA series. It's going to be a fun journey with them. Tons of fun players. Dame, Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, and a lot of decisions you have to make with them. It's going to be fun to try to bring a championship back to Portland, Oregon, and bring one to there. And yeah, it's going to be very fun. I'm excited to see how the team develops and how we are able to get out of how we're able to work around some of the money things, and maybe not a ton of youth in this team. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're about to go over the team, and in the next episode we will have the true first gameplay episode where we will be playing the first game of the season and maybe making stuff like that. But yeah, we're about to go over our team for our NBA 2K23 MyNBA series. So I'm going to be showing the roster from just a simple roster viewer, just because I need to go through and make sure, because every injury on here is like 1 to 2 weeks. I need to make sure their links are right, and I also have some settings I just want to give myself a little bit more time to do that. So for now, we're just going to go through here. But we got I'll go position by position. Damian Lillard at point guard and Gary Payton. Dame's a stud. He needs a ring. He stuck it out with his team, but just hasn't came through. Now, 4 years, $195 million is a lot of money. And if y'all have played 2K, y'all know he's got some bad regression. So, like I was saying, some tough parts is we're going to have to stick through with that contract. Probably more just off of what he's done. So, I mean, yeah, that's going to be a tough contract. But, yeah, but we're going to be trying to get Dame a ring. That's the main goal of this. But, yeah, he regresses a good bit. Gary Payton, a couple years of a good backup guard. He's a winner. He's one for the Warriors. He'll be fun to have around, or maybe even a trade piece, depending on how we're performing. Shooting guard, we got Anthony Simons, young stud, already extended, locked up, love it. Anthony Simons, one of my favorite players. Shaden Sharp, a good rookie out of draft. Raw, but I think that if he clicks, and I think he will with me, then he'll be a great piece for us. And we got Keon Johnson. He's a young player. I don't know how good he is, but hopefully we can develop him into something maybe. Small forward, we have Josh Hart, who they got in the CJ McCollum trade. He's a good rotational piece, but he is, I believe, in the last year of his contract. Sorry, checking. I can't look on here. I believe he's in the final year of his deal, and if he is, then depending on how we're performing, he could be a guy we look to move on from, or build around. We'll see, depending on how the contract extension stuff looks. Nasir Little, young, extended, on a cheap contract. He is going to be a great player, probably with us the whole entire series, if I had to guess. And Jabari Walker, he is a rookie, late second-round draft pick who could develop into something, but we're not expecting much from him. He'll probably be a G-League guy. Sorry. And power forward, we got Jeremy Grant on the final year of his deal. Beast, they traded for him. I expect to be able to extend him, depending on how we're performing there, like I've said, with a few guys. He could be a guy we'd let them move or extend. Justice Winslow, another just good backup rotational piece. And Greg Brown, a young power forward. In that center, Yusuf Nurkic, he's extended to a contract. I don't know how much I love the contract, but he's there. We got Drew Eubanks, solid backup player. Trent Watford, young. John Butler, not heard a ton about him, but he's young. And Oliver Sarr. So that is the Portland Trailblazers team that are going to be taking over. In real life, they're performing really well, and I think it's just going to be a really fun team mixed with some young players that'll be fun. A solid team now to have fun, but not good enough, you know what I mean, to become like a champion year one. And it's going to be a lot to work through with money and stuff. But yeah, I thank you all for watching episode 1 of the NBA 2K23 series. I am happy to be back doing this. I plan to upload once or twice a week with this series. And yeah, first episode will be later on this week where we're getting to some gameplay. Thank you all for watching. Drop a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.